Hello and welcome back to Jay's Bricks Mix. Today I have a very special tutorial for you. As a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe fan myself, I have played several times and I've participated in a gaming club for it. I'm proud to present a tutorial on tips to make your own and how I made my very own MK8 track. Let's start with the tips for making your own track, because I won't be using these techniques that I came up with. If you want to add a bit of twist to your track, then this is one of two building techniques I'll be showing to do so. We start off with a nice, relaxing tiling business. I really love these cut tiles. Wish I had more. I used a bunch of them from the Loop Coaster. Yeah, you heard that, Loop Coaster. For this video. For the examples and the actual thing. The actual thing used significantly less than these. This is just the thing that you drive over to add your hover mode to your wheels, I guess. I don't know what it's called. This is the satisfying part that actually gets you the cool curve effect. Now that's the second technique over there I'll be showing you. Right here. This is a bit, actually it's way simpler. Uses a lot of 2x16 though, so if you're doing this, come prepared, and also come with some cut plates and hinge plates if you're trying to add a curve using the same technique. Once again, tiling, nothing special. I'll see. Maybe I can fast this forward. Hang on. Now this is for, let's say you want to do something like a replication of Toad Subway. My best tip for the steps would be to use a rail in between the minifigure base plate layers. That way it looks like you have some really small steps. It makes it easier for your car to drive down them. Electrodome fans, I have just the thing you need. Very simple. You just need a bunch of those A pieces, some wedge plates and plates, and you have a sort of, step look that you get from that certain section. Now, on to my main track. This is how you do it. So this is the middle of it. You just need one of these, what was it, 10x10 octagonal bases in the middle. Then you just build 4 of these. By the way, the long plate in the middle is 2x16, so 4 of them. Then you assemble them in such a way, assemble a row in the middle and make it sturdy. What I've highlighted here is something that you need to remember, because it really adds this nice, interesting curvature to the middle. I played around with the cut plates a bit to get the perfect look. A lot of this next stuff is just me tiling, but let me just tell you a few things important. Along the way, add a few jumper plates, because then you can stick stuff on the road like bananas or dice or coins. And then I also add these special printed 2x4 tiles as the starting markers. I only added 2 because I only have 2 vehicles at the moment. It's basically all you need to know. You may play around with it a bit differently than I did, but, enjoy the tiling. If you didn't come to this video for tiling, then fast forward a little bit to the part where it says vehicles. walking on tiles. Oh man, this took me forever. I know this is labeled the vehicles, but there's actually a few non-tiling finishing touches to the track. Okay, I stick in one tile. But other than that, just some finishing touches. You'll notice those clear bits up there. Those are kind of important. Then this is just me adding the crowd. But I promise as soon as this footage is over, it's vehicle time. Open to suggestions with what I should do at the middle. Please comment your ideas down below. This part I'm sure you can figure out yourself just by looking at the image. Blue part, obviously those black parts, some clicky joints of Legos, and the gray part's also a clicky joint. Now examining these pictures, you'll see how it's built. One tip though. You need 2 of these for starters, maybe even a longer stick. And the other thing is to use a right angle, so then you can attach it to both of them and it doesn't look weird like that picture. Anyway, onto the glider. I am currently cutting it out, and then I will draw the designs and try to stick it on. Yay! my incredibly funny test. This is how you build your basic Mario Kart. I happened to get some stunt ATVs a couple years ago from Lego City, and I managed to find some parts from those ATVs to use on here. They're long taken apart, which is why I was lucky to find them. Anyway, yeah, simple build. Please note that the sides are 1x3. I got them from the Hogwarts Express. Neat, right? Looks so cool. And on the back you had like the license plate and some jets maybe. And that's adding it up there. Done. Thank you so much for watching. Next week I intend to post a part 2 of me doing some of the items, you know, the stuff that you would use to sabotage your enemy's first place. Spiky shell, probably not gonna happen. I'll give you a clue about this special show, and let's see if you can guess it. It's a Nickelodeon thing, and has over 20 seasons. I'll leave you with that to think about.